I'm from Pennsylvania. Yeah, I was here first in 2006 on a summer theater tour with the English language theater, KELT. It was the first time I'd ever been out of the US. And I loved it. It was the best summer of my entire life. But I never thought I would return to Kazakhstan. But I went back to the States and I moved to Texas. And I worked at a theater company in Texas and I could not stop thinking about Kazakhstan. And I would look at my photo album and just cry. Like look at all my pictures of Kazakhstan and just cry because I missed it so much. And then I found out that the guy who was living here, he was the director of the theater before. He asked me if I would return to Kazakhstan to direct for him while he was in the States. And so I came back about a year later to Kazakhstan to direct in his place. And I stayed ever since. He ended up moving to Atyrau and asked if I would direct for him here, be the permanent director of KELT. Yeah, I felt like God wanted me to stay here, and so I did. And I've been doing this theater stuff ever since here.
Show American Smile.
American Smile? What is that?
American Smile?
That's an American Smile. Hi! How are you?
Do you like Almaty?
I do. I like Almaty. I love it, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to several other cities in Kazakhstan, and this is definitely the best city, I think. And yeah, I would not want to live in any other city. I'm really thankful I live here. It's just beautiful. It's green. Like in Atyrau, it's so open and there's not very many trees, but here it's just pretty. And I love the mountains here. Even a good metaphor that even though sometimes they're clouded and you can't see them, they're always there. And then when it clears up, it's just like, oh, it's beautiful. Done. Then just tell her that. Tell her that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just ask her. That's fine. Yeah. I'm from a really small town in America. It's kind of like a little village, sort of in the middle of nowhere. You have to drive everywhere. So for me, Almaty is like kind of a big city. I did live in Philadelphia, so it's not as big as Philadelphia. For me, honestly, I think Almaty is the perfect size city. I think even, yeah, Chicago, New York, they're just too big. So I like the size of Almaty. But yeah, where I'm from, you have to take a car everywhere. And I love being able to just walk outside my payez and just go get milk 2 minutes away. Yeah, I like that. So in some ways, it's more convenient living here. Like getting around is way more convenient. And the whole taxi system of just putting your hand out. When I tell people that in the States, they're like, oh, aren't you afraid? Isn't that dangerous? And so it's funny. Да. Yeah, it's funny when you put your hand out. Yeah, that's one thing I was thinking about in Kazakhstan that I see a lot of is panti. And I guess it's, what would you say? It's like showing off. People wearing their, their cool sunglasses and, and they got the cool car. I mean, I guess it exists everywhere, but here it's like people want to show that they have money or show that they're hot, both girls and guys. And I think
it's good or bad?
It's bad.
Why is that?
I don't know. I mean, I know there's, people like, how many people crammed into one little apartment, but then they have like these really expensive cars. It's more important to have something expensive that everybody sees, but what nobody sees, then it can be really cheap. So everything's for show of what other people see. Just the hipsters. I'm not a hipster. Yeah, and I was supposed to be on this TV project and I said no.
Why?
Because it was clearly so unorganized. Yeah, I mean, it was just constantly, I'm getting like, oh, we're filming next week. Oh no, next week. And so it just seemed too unprofessional. And I think, no, not everything has to be super professional and organized, but for that project, we were starting Cinderella. And so, yeah, I didn't want it to conflict. And so I knew that it was gonna conflict and Cinderella was my priority. I'm not interested just to be in a film. Like, that doesn't interest me. But if there's like some role that interests me, then yes. At some point, I would love to act in Russian. That would be awesome. Because all of our KELT people, you know, they're acting in their second or third language, and it's so impressive. And so I would love to do that one day, is act. Как я учила? Я изучала 2 семестра в Америке, в Южной Каролине. Там маленький программ. Да, я изучала 5 дней в неделю. Я сделала 6 часов домашнего задания каждый день. И на самом деле мой русский был лучше, когда я жила в Америке, чем сейчас. Потому что вся работа я делаю, и все друзья, они свободно говорят на английском. I don't think you can live here and speak no Russian. You need some Russian.
But not really full Russian.
But not full Russian. But you should have full Russian. I should speak better.
But all your friends speak.
Это позор. Серьезно, большой позор, что я не могу свободно говорить на русском. Yeah, if I was not doing theater in Kazakhstan, I don't think that I would be living here, honestly. Yeah, I mean, mostly if you're a foreigner here, you're working in one of the big oil companies, or you're teaching English. And honestly, I don't want to teach English, and I don't think I'm good at it. So I don't know, I just don't think it's an accident that I'm here in Kazakhstan doing theater. It sounds trite or cliche, but I think what I was created to do is like what I'm doing right now. I'm really content and happy. Right now, we are getting ready for our opening night of Cinderella, the largest show that we have ever done in KELT. Ever. It's exciting. And yeah, right behind me, there's makeup. We have professional makeup house putting on our makeup. We've never had that before. We've never had these kinds of costumes before. So it's exciting. It's really cool. Well, I'm the director of KELT, like the artistic director, but whenever I get a chance to act, I mean, like I'm an actor,
right.
Like by training, at heart. I mean, there really is something special about KELT, and I think there's such a tight family atmosphere. You know, I've done theater for years and studied theater in university, and I never had a theater experience like when I came to KELT. Yeah, no, I think KELT is special, one, because it's all volunteers, and people are here because they want to be. It gives them something in their life that they don't have, and so, yeah, so there's a different atmosphere, I think, because it's not professional, and that these are people who really want to develop and grow and give their extra time to this. So, you know, they spend 8 hours at work, and then they come for another 3-4 hours of rehearsal because they feel like they need that, they want that. I mean, it would be awesome to have our own theater space. That's a dream that Laura and I have. And I feel like this project right now is sort of a catalyst to our future. Like this might determine where we go in the future, because we've never done anything on this scale ever before.
Hold on. Here, can you stop for a second? You might need to stay up there for just a minute.
I'm really happy in Kazakhstan. My whole life is pretty much here, and it's definitely home to me. I mean, America's also home, but this is also home. And whenever I'm back in the States, all I talk about is Kazakhstan and the people here. I love the people. I'm just blessed. I have a lot of really deep friendships here. I don't feel like I'm living in some foreign country. I mean, I think people are people are people anywhere you go. Yeah, I mean, people say that to me all the time in taxis, of like, everybody from here wants to go to America and you're here. And so I hear that all the time. And I feel like I have a purpose here. And I feel like this is, I'm a really strong believer. I have a really strong faith in God and in Jesus. And so I feel like he's actually like called me here. Maybe that sounds weird, but I feel like this is where he wants me in my life, and I feel like he's using me here. And I have like such joy in it. Like I love what I'm doing, and I love the people that I'm working with, and I'm just, actually, I would have never chosen this for myself. And growing up, I always said, I want to be an actress, I want to live in LA, I want to live in New York. And I never even was interested in learning foreign languages. I never was interested in going to other countries. And here I am in Kazakhstan, and there's no other place that I'd rather be. And I'm thankful that I'm thankful that I never went to LA and New York, and I think I'd be a different person than I am now, and not for the best, not for the better.